All right, so we're here at Fenway Park. We made it to Fenway Fest. It is frigid. It is snowing, but we made it. I honestly have no idea what to expect today. First time they're doing it at Fenway. You can tell I handshake and I'm cold. Our first stop's going to be the MGM Music Hall. They're showing the preview of the Red Sox documentary that I kind of forgot about, to be honest with you. I'm going to show as much as I possibly can of that. We'll get some nice footage of everything. We'll go inside and check everything out. So we're going to bring you guys along with us. Again, no idea what to expect. We're going to have some fun, though.
Please welcome to Boston, the lefty, pitcher Garrett Crochet.
So we just wrapped up the sort of intro / the preview of the Netflix thing. I got to tell you, it was really cool. I wish I could show you guys some of it, but they not only took my phone, they took my camera, so really had a hard time doing that. We got our first intro to Garrett Crochet, which was awesome. Fans seemed to love him. I got to tell you, specifically on the Netflix stuff, I know the season didn't go well. I know there are gripes with everything. The Netflix documentary looks like it's going to be absolutely incredible. There's some really awesome stuff in there. From here, honestly, I had no idea. I think we're going to go into Fenway, get a glimpse of it, check out some of the other exhibits. There's another panel coming up soon, so we'll take a look at that as well. But until then, thanks, guys. I don't know. I kind of like that intro. I hope you guys did too. The rest of this video is going to be kind of interesting because if you've been here before, over the last couple of years, I would sort of do something, stop, and then record there at the event. That was next to impossible to do because it was so slammed in the concourse area of Fenway. So I'm going to try to overlay my voice on everything, explain what we're doing throughout this video kind of in the background so you guys get a more of a visual inside look as to what we did throughout the day. There's also going to be a couple of interviews sprinkled in throughout this as well that I thought you guys would enjoy, some from fans, one from another podcast that I'm sure you guys have heard of. So we're going to start with our interview right after the Netflix event with the Play Tessie boys, and then we're going to get into sort of the rest of the day here. All right, so we are here with obviously the Play Tessie gentlemen. I will say, first time at Fenway Fest. I'll ask you, Gordo, first. If you don't know, this is Boston Sports Gordo on Twitter, by the way. What are you thinking? First impression of Fenway Fest. You know, obviously it's different than Winter Weekend. What do you think?
You know, I miss Winter Weekend. I miss it. I loved going to the casino. I loved it. Something about being away, because I live very close to here, so something about being away was awesome. And like knowing that the nightcap was coming, like some of my favorite memories with Red Sox fans and with friends and with you guys is at that event. But it's still good here. It's great to see the players. It's great to see the coaching staff and everyone here, all the Red Sox fans excited for the season. Watching the doc preview was really cool. Got me going. Even like knowing they finished 500, it still got me going.
Yeah,
but
did.
I just love doing anything Red Sox, man. I know it's not quite the same, but it's still great.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Sammy, speaking of the Netflix doc, Gordo mentions it. What'd you think of the first preview?
I thought that was awesome. It's super behind the scenes focused. I like that they had the players mic'd up on the field. I didn't think they'd have that. They had Costas dropping a few F-bombs after a ground out that he rolled over on. It looked cool. That's probably the highlight of the day so far, and I'm really excited to watch it.
Yeah, it does look like a good documentary. And finally, Pat, you guys got an inside look at the media session a little bit ago. What do you think was the overall general vibe of the team at Fenway Fest, I should say?
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty pumped about the starting pitching additions. We just saw Andrew Bailey was up there talking about how much the additions are going to go and how excited he is to work with those guys. And I think after last year, we saw how badly they needed starting pitching and back end guys. They've added a little bit of both. I hope they add another reliever. But I think everyone's pretty optimistic. I think everyone's feeling good.
It's always a good thing. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Okay, so don't yell at me. I did lie a little bit at the end there of our sort of recap of the Netflix / intros thing. I didn't actually go into Fenway yet. I stayed in MGM Music Hall. I wanted to see this panel. It's what you're seeing on the screen right now. It is the Meet the Pitching Staff panel. It had some really cool participants in it. A lot of big names. Obviously, the biggest one being Crochet. You get to hear him for the first time. I did catch some audio of that, so I am going to include a little bit of it in this video. I don't want to take too much because I'm assuming this is going to air on Nesson at some point. I don't want to get in trouble with them, but I did want to give you guys a heads up on that. I absolutely love this panel. Crochet sounds like the man. It was great hearing from from a healthy Whitlock, Hendricks, and Giolito, because they're going to be such a massive part of what the Red Sox are going to do in 2025. And these guys genuinely sound excited to not only get back on the field, but get back on the field and compete at a high level. One of the biggest takeaways outside of Crochet from this clip right here is that all three of those guys are not only going to be healthy right now, but healthy come the regular season as well. So a really, really great panel. These are probably my favorite parts of these winter weekend things because you really get an in-depth look about the person behind the player. I absolutely love these.
Going into a new clubhouse can be challenging, but knowing some guys definitely helps lay the groundwork for the work that we have ahead of us.
What do you bring to the mound on your start days?
Throw a lot of four-seam fastballs.
If there's one thing I take away from Fenway Fest, it is that there are lines for everything, and I gotta reiterate, it is cold, but it is also beautiful seeing Fenway in the snow. We went from the MGM Music Hall into the concourse, and then you're about to see the Visitors Clubhouse and our journey onto the Green Monster, so enjoy the visuals, and I'll catch back up with you. So to me, as sort of a super nerd, this was one of the cooler parts, in my opinion, of the entire tour because it felt like you were taking a step back in time, right? Heading back into the Visitors Clubhouse looks like it hasn't been touched since the 60s. Now, players probably don't love it too much, but as a fan of the Red Sox, it was a really cool moment for me. From here, we head out onto the field, actually, and wait to get into the Green Monster. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of the lines for that because, my lord, it was 30 degrees and snowing for... I don't know, we were out there for an hour. I could barely feel my feet, but as you'll see in a second, it was well worth it. Like I said, it was cold. Me and my fiance, we're not professional videographers, so there is some shakiness to these footages. But I just want to say, I think someone asking me what's the reason to go to Fenway Fest, it's to have experiences as a fan you never thought you could have, right? It feels like a very select few amount of people are allowed inside the Green Monster. We got not only allowed into the Green Monster, we got an opportunity to sign the Green Monster. Red Seat Radio's name is officially etched in Monster history, and that's something I never thought I'd be able to say. So as we go through the Green Monster and as I sign my name, as my fiance signs her name, that's something I really took away from this experience. Is it's just not something you would typically be able to do as a fan, and I thought that was a really, really cool concept for this type of venue. I told you I wasn't kidding about the lines. That was the line to the home clubhouse, which don't worry, we stood in and we're going to get into. It was all the way on the other side of home plate. That's the third base side. So just for reference, that's how long the line was. As I wait in this line, though, I thought this would be a good time to talk to some of our members of this channel and members of Red Sox Nation about kind of what they thought of the first Fenway Fest. The first ever Fenway Fest. What do you think about it so far?
I'm excited. I mean, I got to tour the field and stuff, so I feel like it's better than being at the in Springfield, Massachusetts.
So you think it's actually better? Did you go to the winter weekend in Springfield, or is this your first time?
I have. For the past 2 years, I've been going.
All right. And then, so have you checked out anything? The Green Monster, the clubhouse is still available. What are you still looking to do here before you take off?
Just the autograph sessions and all the panel discussions.
Yeah, true. I forgot about that. All right, man. Appreciate it. Have fun today. Now, I have a big question for you. You saw Garrett Crochet come out. What do you think about the signing?
I think it's a pretty good idea because we really needed some front end of the rotation starters.
So there's autograph sessions today. It's going throughout the day. Are you guys signed up first and foremost? Yes? Okay, so what are you thinking, or who are you hoping to get in the autograph session?
I really hope I get a picture with Vaughn Grissom, and I really want an autograph of maybe Garrett Crochet.
Garrett Crochet, that'd be a really good one to get. And finally, you can tour the Monster, you can do the clubhouse. What do you think so far of Fenway Fest?
I really enjoyed actually. The pizza was pretty good, and then we were able to walk around and see the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. All right, man. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and glaze the Red Sox too hard. We all have our issues with the way this team is being run lately, but the reason I wanted to put these interviews in specifically for this video is because I think Fenway Fest in particular is this perfect opportunity for just one singular day, not even a full day, just a few hours, to totally forget about those, to forget about the narratives, forget about our displeasure with ownership or the way the team is going, and just be a fan. Be a fan of the game of baseball and the team that you've loved your entire life. And I thought these interviews were a perfect example of what that looks like. I really think that's an important thing to remember with these type of events. Now that we got those out of the way, let's get you back inside and into the Red Sox clubhouse. As we head into the Red Sox clubhouse, I think one of the biggest takeaways is that it's absolutely hilarious how much better the Red Sox clubhouse is than their visitors clubhouse, the way it should be, but I just thought it was funny. Also, while we were in here, shout out to the couple from Orange, Texas, who flew all the way up here just to be at this thing. That is unbelievably, incredibly dedicated to the Sox. War Wagon Cigar Lounge, if anyone's in the area, check them out. I got a cool visual of it at the end of this here, but I'm just sort of going to let this one play out if I'm going to be honest with you. There's some great shots of the dugout, walking through the tunnel. It really, truly felt like for just one day, you could be a player on the Red Sox. And that's kind of it for me at Fenway Fest. You can tell towards the end of the video there, my hands were getting real cold. I had to go get warmed up. I took my incredibly talented and beautiful fiance out to dinner. Shout out to her for really making this thing possible. I wouldn't have been able to get the footage I did without her. As for Fenway Fest in general, a lot of people are going to ask the question, is this worth going to? For $85, that kind of depends. And I'll give you my answer. My answer is I'm going to look at this not in YouTube Corbin, but just Red Sox fan Corbin sense. You get the free tickets for a April-May game, so I guess that's a perk. It was cold. There were a lot of lines. It wasn't totally put together as I thought it would be. But at the same time, there were some incredible experiences, and I think the Red Sox did a really good job of trying to make that money worth it. I had a ton of fun. Anyone who was there, let me know what you thought about whether or not it was worth it in the comment section down below. I don't know. Let me know overall what you thought of the vlog. I tried to do something a little bit different here, a little bit more cinematic than the past years. So let me know what your overall thoughts are of that as well. If you want to see more of this content, let me know, of course. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you've hit that subscribe and that like button. I'm not going to hold you guys here too long. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.